Shalom. First, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yarsharala, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. The belongs to teachers, elders, and apostles of great milestone, likewise, brothers, belong to truth. Fifthly, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and do brothers and sisters. Tuning in, Shalom. Today's lesson is titled From Pen to Prune Hooks. This is the book of Luke 21, and starting verse 25, and it reads, "And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations, and with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption drawing nigh." And we can see right now what's going on. There's a lot of roaring, of the people. People are unhappy. They're stressed out. Even here in Great Babylon, America, you can see the Edomites are homeless. They're in these encampments, living out of cars and vans, and just a lot of hell people are catching here in Great Babylon, America. And rather than fixing the problem, the so-called white man, he's ramping up his persecution on the children of Israel. Right now, you know what's taking place out there in DC with Trump. With a stroke of a pen, has now taken over the state police, and also the state National Guard, because he's looking to duplicate this all across Great Babylon, America. We always bring over those famous zones, those internment zones that they're going to be putting Jakes into, because this is that persecution that's written here in the scriptures, But what did it just say at the end of this scripture? It says, "And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh." Because as promised, the Hamashiach is going to return, to save the elect out of this great judgment, this persecution that's going to be taking place here. This is Isaiah 35:4. "Say to them that are of fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance, even power with a recompense. He will come and save you." Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man, is going to be getting that recompense. See, right now they're sitting down all proud, in the White House, in these major corporations that are making the biological weapon to kill Jakes with, that are making the spy gadgets and the drones that are going to spray the biological sprays over Jake's neighborhoods. They're giving these ICE agents, or these agents, or these killers in suits, these sentries, specialized, weapons and, gadgets, where they can see through walls. They can see where Jakes are hiding in the dark. They've been poisoning the food, and all of these are done by great men on this earth, who are signing these things. You have the CEOs, they're the version of kings or presidents, of these major corporations. And then you have the kings of the earth who are signing papers, that is defiling everything, and in particular because they have that hatred for the children of Israel. Let's go to the book of Micah 4:3, because as we know, when the Mashiach returns with great power and glory, he's not returning to shake hands with these kings on this earth. They're going to be underground. He's returning to give that recompense to them, vengeance. And that's on our behalf. This is Micah 4:3. It says, "And he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore." Because obviously all of the things, that they're going to be bringing out, all these unrighteous decrees are going to backfire on them, and eventually they're going to go to a vicious war, World War III, and then Yarsharala is going to return, in the middle of it, and he's going to put them all down, and there'll be no more war, because it's going to be a brutal battle, very short, but brutal, of which Esau and all of his allies, the nations of this earth, are going to lose horribly. And then they will beat their weapons. Okay, they're going to go into these, you know, they're going to turn all of their war machines into garden tools and quarry tools, you know, to go into that, to go work, to go clean up all of the mess. Okay, so they're going to go from wearing suits, signing, you know, business deals and, you know, all kind of wretched dealings that's hurting people, you know, into, you know, the furnace, okay, room where they're going to be, you know, melting all of these weapons of warfare, okay, and turn them into garden tools and tools to work, because you get that 1,000 years of judgment for their ass that's going to be putting them to work. This is Revelation 13:10. It reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." And that's all of you tribes are there, okay? It ain't only the Edomites, okay, Esau, the so-called white man, okay, you Arabs too, okay, you Ishmaelites and you Elamites, you all did it. And you Moabites, you all did it. But in particular, our eyes is always set upon the so-called white man, because he's really truly the adversary of the Lord Yahweh Shai, in particular the Mashiach, okay, the children of Israel. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. And this is what's making us very happy. That's why you see I'm making this lesson, because this is what makes me happy. I wake up every day happy knowing that the so-called white man, these crackers, are going to go into hardcore brutal slavery. This is Jeremiah 49:12. They don't really think so, but it says it right here in the scriptures. For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shai, behold, they whose judgment were not to drink of the cup, I was surely drunk, and we did it. We went into slavery. We have all the pictures and the proof. They're still taking videos down from my other channels that I don't even have access to, because they don't like this dreadful sound, this message. But you're going to hear it, okay? You can take it down. I'll make another one. And art thou he that should altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You're going to get it, Esau. You crackers are going to get it. And how bad is it going to be? It is going to be so bad. It's already been pre-written how horrible we're going to treat y'all. Okay? We're going to treat you really, 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 really bad. I can speak for myself personally. I can't wait to do it. All right? This is Luke 16 and starting with verse 23, because it's talking about the rich man and Lazarus. Lazarus represents who? The 12th tribe of Israel. And the rich man represents, okay, Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay? And here's what takes place in the future. It says, and in hell, they both die. Okay? And it says, and in hell, he, the so-called white man, okay, the rich man, lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeing Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. We're going to be having a beautiful time. You know, immortal bodies can't die, transversion into space. You know, I mean, we're going to be the shit on earth. Okay? Okay? We're going to be the shit. Immortal. Okay, living it up like beyond our imagination and beyond your imagination, Esau, you so-called white people. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus. The audacity of this cracker, man, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Which he's not in a literal flame. He's really being treated like absolute, complete, and horrific, unimaginable shit by us. Okay? Keep in mind, we are commanded to give your ass double what you gave to us. And we're going to have 100% use of our brains, so you can imagine the torment. Okay? Who do you think is going to clean up all the dead bodies and all the mess and all the shit and all of the horrible things you've done to this earth? You are. That's why you're going to go from having a pen where you sign unrighteous decrees, okay, your weapons of warfare which you've used to make sure you can impose those unrighteous decrees upon us, and then you're going to turn those, okay, into prune hooks where you're going to work your MF ass for 1,000 years before the Lord Yahweh Shai put you out of existence. Okay, let's close over 2 Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with power, the Most High Yahweh Shai, to recompense tribulation, trouble, headaches, horrible pain, work, bad treatment, to them that trouble you. Who's them that trouble us? You Edomites, you crackers, you troubled us. And the Lord is going to recompense you, and he's going to use us to do that to you. Lord will indeed lack, was edified, and feel good. I'd like to close by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Shem Yarsharala, Shem Rakakadash, Shalom.